Hello and welcome to Kman Gaming. I am Kman and this is Factorio. Today we start a brand new series, my first ever series in fact, so do please bear with me as I get to grips with actually playing the game and speaking at the same time. Oh, I'm not sure how my brain's going to cope just yet. The idea of this series is really to build 3 consecutive bases, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We'll start off at 100 science per minute, and then we'll probably go on to like either 1,000 or 10,000 science per minute, and then quite literally we're going to push my computer as far as it possibly can go until the frame rate kills us. So we'll see how far we will get with that. Let's start by showing you the mods that I'm going to be using. I will be using aircraft. These are planes. It allows us to fly from one side to the other really quite quickly. We'll appreciate it when the factory is nice and big. Always day, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Even distribution, I am a nightmare for keeping my inventory clean, and this will help me do so. Factory planner, just because maths confuses me sometimes, this helps me to get all the ratios that I need to play the game as well as I want to play it. Far reach, so you don't have to watch me go backwards and forwards to my base 20 times as I consistently forget what I'm going back for. Logistics chain network, later on we'll introduce this one, but I'm going to start it from the beginning. Maybe in the middle base we'll start using logistics train network, and this keeps everything running on time, make sure that everything's got the resources that it needs. Nanobots helps us start nice and quickly. Resource spawner overhaul means I don't need to keep going and building outposts. Once you've seen one outpost built, you've seen the lot. Tree collision so I don't get stuck, and vehicle snap because someone told me it would help my driving become better. So that's the mods. Let me just show you the maps that I've got created. I've not changed any of the resources because we've got RSO, and the density for RSO will be about 10 times, and I think the actual size of the bases are ever so slightly larger. Terrain, I have reduced the trees just a little bit so that we're not spending all our time as a lumberjack. I have removed the cliffs. I have also removed enemy bases because we're trying to get to a megabase. The pollution will hinder us along the way, so I have removed it completely. And I've also got the research queue availability as always on. Let's just have a quick look. This is the map that I have chosen. We should probably start somewhere around here, and I would imagine that we'll build the first base around about here. So without further ado, let's start. Okay, so for those of you that are brand new to Factorio, if you've not played it before, and you're just watching this on a random, you are a player that has crash landed on an alien planet, and as you can see in the background, our ship is absolutely scuppered. So we need to use all of our knowledge to research new technologies in order to build a rocket to get ourselves off the planet. We do this by automating as much as possible. We can do it by handcrafting the lot, but it would take us absolutely years. So we automate as much as possible to get ourselves where we need to be. So let's just have a quick look at the minimap and see what we've got. We've got some copper 4.2 mil, iron 5.1, stone 2.4, coal 3.9. These aren't vanilla sizes. These are really quite hefty sizes for the early game. We've also got a nice little 15 mil iron ore down there. So let's start. What do we need to do? Let's get ourselves a couple of trees so that we can actually start fueling what we're going to plonk down. You do start with a burner miner and a furnace, and we shall use those now. And actually I'm going to use even distribution there to power those up. And oh look, there's our ship. We hardly knew ye. I'm sure that you must have been a great ship when you were working, but unfortunately you are useless to me now. So you're just taking up space, and I'm going to get rid of you whilst we get our ore created there. So let's see if that's actually given us any... Oh, it's given us 3. Oh, we've got 9 though. So 9 is what we need to be able to create a first, our new burner. Burner miner, that is. But we also need 5 pieces of stone that come with this. So that's 3, 4, and here's our 5th piece of stone. Let's keep going, so we've got 10 actually, and then we can build 2 right off the bat. That won't be too difficult. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And as we're running back, let's get the first one built. Actually, we can create that first stone furnace there as well. We are going to need a little bit more wood so that we can actually power the whole thing. So 1. You'll see this far reach coming into action here. I'm not right next to everything. It just means I can save myself a couple of seconds as we're running backwards and forwards. It means you don't have to spend half an hour just watching me go from one side of the screen to another. Oops, let's take half of that out and we can put that in there as well. We've got 15 plates there. Let's go up and get ourselves some more stone. We need 5 more stones. 1, 2, let's get a little bit closer so you can see it. 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Let's get a couple more trees as well so we can just start creating some boxes. And we will create our first burner miner for the stone so that we don't have to keep coming back and mining the stone manually ourselves. Boom. Let's get it some coal. Let's get it 3 pieces of coal. We'll risk it for a chocolate biscuit. And hopefully we'll have some more coal mining set up before this one runs out. Let's take ourselves 5 more pieces of stone down with us. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we get bonus. 5, 2 pieces bonus. And we'll get ourselves some more burners up and running. Oh goodness me, look, it's already run out. So, have we got any trees? There we go, just nice and quickly. But it will eat through the wood ever so quickly. We're going to need 3 more pieces of stone and then we can set up our coal to be feeding into itself. As long as they're facing each other, they will feed themselves because they both are powered by coal and they're both mining coal, which is rather lovely. This wasn't my idea, by the way. I have copied this from one of the many YouTubers I watch playing this series. They had some fantastic ideas and I have stolen the ideas and I utilise them myself now. Let's just make 1 more burner miner there for the stone. Get ourselves some coal ready to go into there. Let's go down and get some more iron so we can keep going nice and fast. We need to just get our base, our small first base, up and running. That is 34 pieces. We can build 1 more miner. And we might put that 1 more miner actually on this stone because I think that's our bottleneck at the moment. Well, it does help if we make sure that everything is powered. Just a couple more there. There we go, so we've got 18 pieces of stone. Oh dear. Let's hand find some for now. There we go. 6 pieces of coal, it's not very much. Tum. So, let's create 1 more of each of these and we can start getting some more iron underway. No. We're really going to need to get ourselves some more coal being produced now actually. So we can create a little square of this. Get some more stone and we'll go down south and we can start creating some more. Let's just take whatever coal we can we can start creating some more iron smelting. We've got 3 and 3. Oops. That is even distribution there at work. If you hold control and then you drag it across, then even distribution will distribute it evenly. That's 6 we've got there, so we've got some. Let's go down and we can start on some coal. We don't need some copper. We don't need as much copper being produced as iron, especially in the early game. Let's just feed it with some wood for now. Especially in the early game, we're very resource heavy on the iron. Actually, let's just get ourselves some coal while we're down here. If we press Shift and C, no, it's not worked just yet. Shift and C would normally, I believe, put some resources into the areas where it's needed. Maybe it's a research. Maybe I have to research it first. I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure it's Shift and C for even distribution. We'll take all of that. Thank you very much. Let's start creating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's start creating ourselves some more. 1, 2, 3. And you can see it starts feeding into the other one. It just goes round in a nice big circle. So we've always got a load of coal that we can take to make sure that we're filling everything that we need to fill. Let's create 2 more of those, and then actually we'll put those straight down onto the copper. And that might be it for the early game. Early game iron ore. Oops. That might be all we need. So, in that case then, the next job on our list is to start creating some electricity so that we can start actually researching some bits and pieces. So, let's have a look at that. What do we need? We need some more. 1, 2. That will take copper. We need to get some wood up for our power poles for our electricity. There we go, that should be enough wood. And we'll take 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3. Need one of those, and that should be enough for our first array. Let's plonk that down there. So 1 boiler will feed 2 steam engines, which is quite a nice ratio to know, and I believe 1 offshore pump will service about 20 boilers, I think is correct. We will see sooner or later, I suppose. Either it'll work or it won't. Let's create this nice and square there. It's always a little bit satisfying when things come out in a square. I quite enjoy it anyway. We'll have our 2 burner inserters there now. Because these feed off of coal, that means they'll feed themselves, and when the power eventually goes down, because I will forget about the coal, the power will go down, and then that means it can restart itself without my having to jump back in. Let's start bringing this all the way up towards our coal, because I think coal is the next thing that we're gonna. Coal might be the first thing really that we want to automate. Though we don't want all of that in there. Oh, it's only can have so much. Yep, coal might be the first thing that we want to automate. Let's. As in with the electric miners, that is. Oh goodness me, look at this. See what I'm saying? Forever I'm forgetting about stocking things up. Oh goodness, it's all going down here as well. Let's just zoom out and see if we can steal any coal from up there, and we'll bring that all down into our little inserter miners there. Let's bring... Oh, I went up to get coal for these. Completely got distracted. What am I doing? There we go. Let's run up. Zoom out as far as we can. So we can try and get some of that coal. And it's miles away at the moment. There we go. While we're there, get some copper. We can start making our first lab. And we will just put the 2 coals in there and I'll show you how they work. They feed themselves first, 1, 2, and then into the boilers. And that is us. We now have 3.8 megawatts potential of power from those. We are on our way. And we're just popping our first lab down now. We'll feed it with the 10 bits of science, and let's create another 10 bits of science. And while we're doing that, let's look at what the research tree looks like. So I am going to get our little assemblers first so we can start automating more and more. And then the next piece that I always get is some splitters and some undergroundies. And then I'm also going to research some nanobots just so we can start getting everything built nice and quickly. Let's go around, we'll do a quick run. Make sure that everything's still powered. How are they doing? 15. That's not too bad, is it? All the way up to the stone at the top. Let's get some more coal. There we go, and we can see our automation's creeping along there. If we do Control Shift. Oh, there we go, just a tiny little bit of coal. Oh, maybe we can only have so much coal in there at a time. If we press Alt there now is showing us what everything's producing. So we'll put that in there just so that we know what's in everything, everywhere. Let's create ourselves a few more power poles. And we'll just clear up this last tiny little bits of debris. So that's given us 5 iron plates, thank you very much. And let's look, so that looks like a nice natural gap there. That's probably where we're going to start doing our main bus. We'll bring this in. Oh dear. Let's just bring this a little bit closer so you can see it. All the way along. And dum dum dum. There we go. That's our first lot of research done, so we can now build some little assembling machines. And let's build ourselves 4 of those assembling machines. And we'll build ourselves 10 electronic inserters. So now that we've got electricity up and running, as long as it's on a power line, then we don't have to feed everything with coal all the time. It might be nice actually. Let's put that in a queue so that we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that it reminds us we need to automate our coal production. 1, oh, and there we go. Coal into everything nicely there. And just the last. There we go. Everything's got that little bit extra coal there. Now, the first thing that we are going to need actually is the automation of red science. Now this little build is really, really nifty. It's not my own. I think actually Nilaus was the first person that I saw to do this little build, and I thought it was absolutely amazing. So I've used it ever since. There we go. We don't have too much of either of those. Let's just get ourselves some more resources just so that we can fill it. 100 extra each. That'll be nice there. And then the next most important thing, just doing this really quick and dirty, is going to be transport belts. transport belts do iron gear wheels as well, and then transport belts, and they also need just a boatload of iron. These ones will really take out iron away in the early game. There we go, so that's creating us some transport belts there, and let's start thinking actually what we're going to probably do is that's where we want in the first and foremost. That'll remind us what to do there. Oh, just 6. Maybe let's get 10. Just so that we've got and 2 extra. We'll get 2 more extra for coal there, just so that we've got a little bit extra iron being produced each time. Because this is getting through it. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got no coal. Let's zoom out, get ourselves some coal. And we'll share that evenly between these. Okay, let's start handcrafting some extra stone furnaces, because we are going to need those when we create our big smelting array. There we go, I think that's probably full enough for now. Logistics will be next. Oh dear, look at that. It's already run out of iron. 44 transport belts. That's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not going to be enough either. But we can start bringing everything down here. There we go. And then let's just go back and... how are these doing for coal? Plenty. Plenty. Loads and loads of stone as well. Let's just handcraft a few more then. There we go, that's a nice amount of iron starting to come towards us now. And it's all going to go into the transport box, just 20. There we go, so we've got three electric miners. Actually, let's start ourselves. Just 3 there. We can start our electric miners there, because we are going to bring them into the smelting array eventually. Oh, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? There we go, but for now let's bring all of this coal down so we can start trying to automate as much as possible the power, so that we don't forget about it. It's doing really well at the moment actually, but it won't do if we forget to stock it with coal like we're doing these burners. There we go, let's also start creating some transport belts ourselves. All the way down. There we go. That's it, out of iron again already. It really does eat up that iron in the early game. Let's just refill these back with coal as well. Even distributor saves my life here. Goodness me, it takes so long to do it if you do it just by one, just on your own. Each individual one. Logistics just about to come up as well. Oh, we really should build ourselves a radar, just so that we can actually see where we are. And we'll tuck it nice and down here, out of the way. There we go. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Done, done, done. And if we have a look at our minimap now, can you see this lit area is the area that the radar is viewing for us so that we can zoom right in and we can see exactly what's there. But also eventually it's going to start scanning new chunks for us and making our world look a bit bigger. We could do it ourselves by exploring, but just in the background that will help us out as well. Not going to build any armour just yet because we don't have any of the we could put 2 more coals, because we don't have any biters turned on, so we don't need to worry about ourselves. Bloop, bloop. There we go, and that's increasing our coal there for us. Some stone. Let's really start thinking about what we're going to do with our smelting arrays now. So let's get ourselves some transport belts, and they will come this way. And actually, while we're waiting there, we'll handcraft 5 of those, 5 of those. And we need more inserters. We need more electric inserters. So let's just get those on the, while we work out how this is going to work, let's get these in the queue to be built. So 1, 2, let's put those on there. Let's put that on there, and let's put 1, 2, and then underground is 3. There we go. Oh, we'll just have to wait for a moment for those inserters to come, and they will put out onto this bit. And then I can't remember who it was that I first saw do this smelting array, but this was not my original idea. I saw it, I loved it, and I've used it ever since. Let's see, where are we going, where are we going? We will, let's bring this out. Do 1 there. And we will change those to be an undergrounder in a second. But let's just make sure that we've got all this going out to the right side now. And then I like to do my undergrounders going top to bottom. Other people might do it a little bit differently. This is just how I like it. Let's get ourselves some power poles there. Put them onto the quick bar so I can completely forget that I've got them on the quick bar and do myself in. Later on, when we've got nanobots, we can just copy and paste this and it'll do it all automatically for us. But for now, we have to do it just manually, just in the early days. And that quick drop button Q picks up everything that I don't currently have already assigned. So we can actually start bringing in, oh, of course, never enough. Let's put another 200 in there. That should give us some good transport belts. Let's bring that up and run out. What we can do actually though is we can copy this. Now it might be that actually let's do another one. Let's copy the same one just to remind myself what's going on here. And we can have one for iron, and we can have 1 for copper straight away. And because copper's beneath us, we'll just carry on iron all the way up. And iron will come into this one. Then we can have all of the irons above it when we eventually need more than 1 array for each. And then let's just do a couple. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5 more. And then this one can be for copper. This one can be for iron. And then we have our first smelting array set up. Oops. There Ooh, the concentration. Ooh. And we have one more of those. But I do need to create one more. And we'll just have some transport belts as well. And that one's coming up. And that one's going down. And that should work very, very nicely for us. Oops. Oh, look. It's on the wrong side there. That mess up. And there we have iron starting. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And we have our copper produced. Let's just add another 2 onto iron, just so that we've got a nice large amount coming through for ourselves. Oh, coal's out. Coal's always out. Coal's out. That's alright though, because we're starting to electrify these as well. There's only so much copper you need in the early game. Let's take them out entirely actually. Boom, decision made. And then we'll bring that across. Oh, not again. And, oh, thank you very much. We do need some iron going into these. Let's just plonk it all in there for now, for the moment. And then we'll come all the way along. Let's clear up this. Just saves us having to move our power pole then. Probably would have been easier to move the power pole, but I'm one of those people. 22. Oh, we're always too short. Always, always. No worry, that's why we've got it all automated. And there we go, look at that. Lovely. Lovely iron. Let's watch our first piece of copper get smelted. Oh, who's going to win? That one, that one. That one's going to go first, isn't it? Oh, same time. First iron. Love it. Okay, I think that is probably a good place to call it there. Look how very, very small little factory. Oh, it's lovely. And it's doing what we need it to do at the moment. So, yeah. Thank you very much for joining me today at setting up this first little smelting array. If you have enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. Let's try and get this channel off the ground. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon.